Welcome to video lecture. Myself Ashwini RK, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to see about the soil formation. Soil. Soil is the most outer layer, soft layer of the earth formed by different processes which is generally called soil forming forces. The topmost layer of the earth crust contains soil, a porous biological active medium. The soil is an accumulation of unconsolidated sediments and deposits of solid particles as a result of rock breakdown. Rocks are naturally occurring collection of minerals that are bound together by strong attraction force and are regarded as consolidated materials. Origin of soil. Soil is a naturally occurring unconsolidated particle material. The process of formation of soil is called pedogenesis. Process of formation of soil, degradation, transportation and deposition. The picture shows the rocks and the minerals and the rock cycle, how the rocks are produced. Degradation. Degradation can be divided into three processes. The processes are weathering, mass wasting, erosion. Weathering. The breakdown or dissolution of rocks and minerals on the earth's surface into soil is referred to as weathering. The disintegration of bulk rock in the result of complex of process involving physical, chemical and biological activities. Rock formation are weathered into soil. There are three types of weathering: physical, chemical and biological weathering. Physical weathering. The likes of wind, water, freeze, thaw cycle, landslides, and earthquakes are the agents behind this occurrence. It is responsible for the fracturing of the bedrock fragments. The forms of these particles take are always changing because of the natural forces that causes them to shrink in sizes. Granular materials are those that have been worn down by effects of physical weathering. Chemical weathering. Chemical processes like oxidation, hydration, carbonation, solution, leaching, hydrolysis, and others are to be blamed. The sources materials, chemical and physical characteristics are completely altered. Silt or clay are two types of soil produced by this method. Biological weathering. It occurs when the plants break up to Biological weathering. It occurs when the plant break up rocks with roots or root exudents. It is a combination of physical and chemical breakdown. Physical deterioration is primarily caused by the root of vegetation, animal activity, etc. Chemical change is caused by organic acids and carbon dioxide supplied by the plants. Mass wasting. The movement of rocks and soil downslope under the effect of gravity is known as mass wasting. The water may be present to perform the functions of lubricant and a minor carrier, but its presence is not required for the process. There are many different types of mass wasting, including rockfalls, slumps, and debris flow. Erosion. The geological process of erosion is the wearing away and transfer of the earthen material by natural forces such as wind and water. Erosion can be caused by a variety of natural forces. Rock fragments usually suffer a slow but steady deterioration that causes them to break up into every smaller pieces. A significant part of deterioration process is played by grinding, bagging, and bouncing that occurs while the item is in transit. Transportation. Rock fragments and the material that dissolves in water and produces of the process of degradation. In most cases, the resulting fragment is carried away by the physical agents and transformed into elastic sediments. As a result of rocks breaking up and fragments over time due to natural process, smaller particles become easier for nature to move around. Working and reworking under the influence of wind, water, ice, and gravity is what makes the transportation effort possible. Deposition. The remains of the mass rocks are deposited in the low areas of the earth crust, resulting in the elevation of those areas behind rays. This process of deposition, in addition to the diastrophism, prevents degradation and transportation from ultimately reducing the earth land's area to the base level where they would be covered with water. These deposits are materials that, given proper conditions and time, becomes what is commonly called soil. Thank you. Biological weathering. It occurs when the plants break up rock with roots or root exudes. It is a combination of physical and chemical breakdown. Physical deterioration is primarily caused by the roots of vegetation, animal activity, etc. Chemical change is caused by organic acid and carbon dioxide supplied by plants. Mass wasting. The movement of rock and soil downslope under the effect of gravity is known as mass wasting. The water may be present to perform the function of lubricant and a minor carrier, but its presence is not required for the process. There are many different types of water wasting, including rockfall, slumps, and debris flow. Erosion. The geological process of erosion is a wearing away and transfer of the earthen materials by natural forces such as wind and water. Erosion can be caused by a variety of natural processes. Rock fragments usually suffer a slow but steady deterioration that causes them to break up into ever smaller pieces. A significant part of deterioration process is played by grinding, banking, and bouncing that occurs while the item is in transit. Transportation. Rock fragments and materials that dissolve in water and products of the process of degradation. Most of the cases, the resulting fragment is carried away by the physical agents and transformed into elastic sediments. As a result of rock breaking, fragmenting over time due to natural process, smaller particles became easier for nature to move around. Walking and rewalking under the influence of wind, water, ice, and gravity is what makes the transportation effort possible. Deposition. The remains of mass rocks are deposited in the low areas of the earth crust, resulting in the elevation of those areas behind rise. This process of deposition, in addition to the dystrophism, prevents degradation transportation from ultimately reducing the Earth's land area to the base level where they would be covered with water. These deposits attract materials that give the proper condition and time become what is commonly called soil. Thank you.